Join us as we explore the road to Akureyri, the capital of the north, hitting all of the highlights along the way.
Visiting some of our favourite ring road sites, Godafoss Waterfall and the Forest Lagoon.
Picking up from our previous video where we explored the highlights of the Diamond Circle in the north of Iceland, we resume our journey around the ring road, this time in the geothermal area of Mývatn. With a large lake formed nearly 2,500 years ago, the Mývatn area, located close to the Krafla volcano, provides some really otherworldly landscapes to explore, including pseudo-craters, boiling mud pools, and almost everything in between.
This is one of the best areas for hiking and exploring the lava fields and surrounding wetlands that provide habitat for a number of bird species. It provides a great area for landscape and wildlife photography, although bear in mind the Icelandic name Mývatn translates to the Lake of Midges, as they can appear in large numbers in the summer, but we seem to get lucky and didn't have a problem.
One of the great things about the Mývatn area is the sheer amount of places that you can stop and explore. With many big attractions such as Hafrafjall, the Mývatn nature baths, as well as the Dimmuborga lava fields, it's well worth a good day exploring. A couple of tips if you plan to visit the Mývatn area. The first one, absolutely make sure you've got enough time. Mývatn is huge, there are many different places to stop, and it's really easy to underestimate just how much time you may need.
Secondly, make sure to bring a head net, as in summer the midges could be out in full force.
And finally, if you're hungry, make sure to check out Fish and Chips Lake Myvatn for some beautiful fresh fish and chips.
Once we finished exploring Mývatn, we headed west to Godafoss Waterfall.
The name Godafoss Waterfall translates directly to the waterfall of the gods, and the reason behind this is the truly incredible legend that goes with it. In the year 1000 AD, Iceland moved to adopt Christianity and away from their previous pagan beliefs in Norse mythology. To signify the change to Christianity, the previous statues of the Norse gods were dumped into the waterfall, giving it its name, the Waterfall of the Gods.
This has to be one of my favourite waterfalls in Iceland. The reason for this is because you can get right down to water level for a full experience and some great landscape photography. The path down to the water level is rocky and uneven, although there are easily accessible viewing platforms. One tip would be to arrive as early as possible, as the tours tend to turn up later in the morning.
There's also a good cafe and gift shop on site, so if you're using this as a stopping point on the ring road, there's everything you might need. Now heading over to Akureyri, the capital of the north, we encountered the only toll road in Iceland, the Vaðlaheiðargöng tunnel.
At 7.5 kilometres long, the tunnel cuts through a mountain, saving an additional hour or so, instead of driving the older route around the peninsula. The toll road does have a charge at roughly £12 per trip, which can be paid online. It's a great time saver and it was super easy to manage.
Emerging from the tunnel, you're immediately presented with the capital of the north, Akureyri. Whilst technically not a city, Akureyri is the largest settlement outside of Reykjavik and in the northern part of Iceland.
Located on a fjord and with its own international airport, Akureyri is a popular stop for cruises or anyone wanting to explore the north of Iceland.
With plenty of charming cafes and interesting sights, a day spent walking around Akureyri is well worth it. Just be sure to pack layers and wrap up, because at 60 miles south of the Arctic Circle, even in the summer, it can get a bit chilly.
One of the beautiful things about Akureyri is all of their traffic lights have red hearts. These red lights are something you certainly don't mind stopping at. Having checked into our hotel, we headed back out as we had a booking for the Forest Lagoon.
Forest Lagoon is located 5 minutes or so just outside of Akureyri, right across the bridge next to the airport. This gives the perfect opportunity to relax in the warm lagoon waters whilst you look out over the fjord.
At roughly £40 per adult, it's a much more local feeling lagoon than the bigger Blue Lagoon. Included with the price is access to the main lagoon, a sauna, a plunge pool if you're feeling brave enough, and a swim-up bar. There's an additional cost to rent towels, and also they have a bistro on site.
The lagoon is easily accessible if you've got your own car, and if not, they run a shuttle bus from the city centre. The lagoon is smaller than the other commercial alternatives in Iceland, but if you're up in the north, it's well worth visiting, with a completely different vibe to that of the Blue or Sky Lagoon.
After a few long stretches of our road trip, it was great to relax and unwind in a spa.
Make sure to join us on the next part of our Icelandic ring road trip, where we take on some of the most famous landmarks in Iceland on the Snæfellsnes Peninsula.
It'd be great if you could drop the video a like and subscribe to the channel so you're ready to join us on the next adventure.